Hi there. So welcome to my channel, Be Better Prepared. Today this is obviously what we're doing. Let me get a bit closer to you now. Hi viewers, thank you for sticking around. Okay, so to start off with, all I'm going to do, I've got some string I'm going to use in a minute. So I have 2 logs I've prepared, not 3, just the 2. Okay, so I'm going to put these back here for a moment, and this is the one end of my bed area, this trunk here, and all I've got is I've got a piece of string. You know, it's quality string, it's not rubbish, and I just got a long piece and I just made a big loop out of it. So I've just simple overhand knot at the end of it to form a big loop. That's it. Then all I do, I just make the loop half as small, so just like so. Okay, that's it, dead easy, no fancy lashings. Right, what am I going to do with this? Okay, so all I'm going to do, I'm just going to curl it over a couple of times, like that. Okay. Then I get my one at one end. I just place that over the top, so it's now like that. Okay. Then get the other one, and I place the other end over the top of that, like that. So now I've got that sort of a thing. Okay, now that's looking a bit too wide for me, so I need to make some adjustments. Let's just start again. Okay, so I've got that. So how about if I made my initial loop half as small again? So now I've got that. Okay, I can put one end over there, give it one twist this time, and put the other end over there. Come on you go. There we are. So that's all I've got. It's just twisted over like that. Easy as that. So my first estimate with the length of the string was a bit too long. That's much better now. Absolutely no knots, simple. And all I do with this is I just lean it up on there, push it against the branch. Okay, it wraps just wraps itself around the branch like that. Easy peasy. I'm aiming at that tree, so I need the forks to be about level, like so. Bring it back up a bit. Just bring the camera over so you can get a really good view of what I've been doing. So I'm going to turn it around now. There you go, that's it. It's just a simple loop, that's it. No knots whatsoever, and the whole thing, so it's just resting on the floor. I will need to put a little hole on the floor later on for the end to go so they don't slip. Okay, get back to there, turn the camera back round. How's that? Okay, turn it down a bit. Can you see that? Dead strong, okay, dead strong. Absolutely no knots, no lashings, nothing. Right, back in a minute. Okay, so while I've been away, I've done the same at the other side. So now I've got one set of forks there, one set of forks there. Okay, I've just done the same thing there, but let's just show you this. Actually, let's just show you this. So turn the camera around. So on this one, this is a bit of a larger trunk than the previous one, so basically I just turned it round and round and round a few more times, but it's still just a loop and a loop. Easy. Okay, so it's exactly the same thing as the other end. Okay, so the next thing I've had to do is go and source my 2 long poles. Okay, now these need to be a bit strong, okay, maybe a bit thicker than normal, and I've got one here and the other one's there, and I've got the fat end at that end and the thin end and the fat end at that end rather. So I don't have both the fat ends at that end. I've got one there and I've got one there, so it kind of balances it out a little bit. Okay, And what's going to happen in a minute, these are going to be positioned there. Okay. How am I going to do that? Give me a minute. Okay. So you can see on the floor, you can see I've got my tripod and my tripod and the logs on the floor. Okay. So I've gone away and I've made myself a double loop. All right. Okay. Simple knot at the end, nothing special, a double loop, and it's this big. Okay. Found the other one. So what I did is I started off, just made one massive loop, and then I just made it half the size. And I've now got two loops that are both the same size. Okay, give or take. Here we go. Give or take a small amount. Okay, I'm not gone too stressed about it. Okay, right. Here's what I do. So I take one of them, and this is my, I'm going to call one end my master, and the other end is the adjustment end. Okay, so once I got one end sorted, I try to do all my adjustments at the other end. Okay, so let's see how it goes. There will be some element of fiddling around. Okay, anyway, so what I do is I get my loop, try not to pull the camera over with my thing. So I just pass one end of my loop over one end of the log, and I'll bring the camera in later on, and it's behind there, like that. Come on, get on, a bit fiddly, do some fiddling later, and just pull it in there, like that. There you go, that'll do. There we are. Okay, there we go. Right. That's that end. And all I do is I get this end. So what I've got is the string will go, you see there, on these two bits there, the string will go, right, so the string will go behind these. Okay, I'll give you a close-up in a minute. So don't want to pull the camera over. So take one end of my loop, sit round the log like that. Okay, now this is the bit that gets fiddly now, because I've got to hold it up. Just got to pass that loop behind the other log, like so, and then the end of this one will go through there like that. So we're currently in the starter position, but you can see how it's starting to form. So I'm going to turn it. So can you see that the string is supporting the log behind it, and the string is supporting the log behind it there. See, so it's behind it now like that. Okay, come at it looking at it from the side view. There you go. All right, like that, dead easy. Okay. Now the next thing I need to do would be to do some fiddling around, pressing my weight on it, make sure it's all nice and. But this is actually looking quite good already, isn't it? So, I'm actually quite pleased with that. So I'm going to do a bit of fiddling around to get it all nice and neat. Okay, come back to you in a minute. Okay, so what I did there is I've done a bit of fiddling around. I've actually replaced this log with one that's a bit of a better quality. I wasn't too happy with the last one. I felt that it was perhaps a bit wide, so all I've done is I've just put an extra loop in there, okay, and I've done the same down the end as well. So I've made it a little bit narrower, and let's see. The proof, I suppose, is in the pudding, isn't it? Let's check it out. Okay, so it will support my weight. Okay, that's what we want. Brilliant. Right, so the next thing I've gone and done is I've gone and got myself 4 supports, okay? There's one. And they're just going to sit at various places, okay? And they are going to take the weight of the main bedding, okay? Now, I haven't tied these on. But you could if you want to. Just a little hitch, easy enough. But just for the purposes of speed, I'm just going to leave them. And actually, when I'm lying on it, they won't move anyway, okay? So, I've been adding some logs on top of it, okay? Yeah, it doesn't look very neat. What we could do is, if you had the time, is you could get if you had the time and you had lots of string you didn't need, you could put a log here, which is like a banister, if you like, and that holds everything in place, but you don't really need to. So these 4 supports are working quite nice. Now, when you get on it, it's always worthwhile to sort of get on where the support is, because, you know, you might not be using trees that you've cut. Might be things lying around, and that's what you want to prefer to use, as long as they support your weight. So we're not going to give it any sudden shocks. Okay, let's just see how I mean, remember, this is just my first go today. You'd mess about with it and make sure it works. So let's just put the microphone on there. Where are we going to sit on it? We're going to go here. Okay, like this. Make sure it looks all right. Swing the legs up, and there we are. I was obviously have some sort of pillow, you know. I haven't got one. And remember, this is just my first go. I haven't done any messing about with this yet, so that's not bad, you know. Now, when you're in one of these things at night time, it can get quite cold, okay? So if you're able to fill the underneath with, you know, grass or something, but there's nothing like that around here, okay? Maybe you have maybe your tarp could help to cover that, but if you could stop the wind from going underneath it. Now, in this example, I've got the logs going lengthways, okay? You'll see plenty of examples where they can go sideways. There's nothing wrong with that at all, okay? A lot more work. This is the least amount of work, because when I cut one of these poles, basically that's 2 cuts. One to take the tree down, and then one to trim it. And it's actually remarkably comfortable once you get snuggled in, because they're long and you can nestle in between them. Okay, let's move on. And here we have, my camera's wobbling. Okay, so here we have the finished product. Okay, I put the basher up, and as I said before, underneath, if we can stop the wind, so the bottom of the basher down there is actually open to stop the wind a bit. So if I can get up, oh, I'm getting too old for this. Right, so, you know, I think that's been a good afternoon. Thanks for watching.